All right, I'm Dom, and today I'm going to talk about how I absolutely smashed my to-do list and working towards reaching my goals. Since becoming self-employed, I've had a lot of ambition and there's a lot I want to achieve. Like this YouTube channel to start off with, a blog, building an audience and community around the ideas that I talk about, but also building my business in a way that is going to get me financial and professional independence. Further down the line, I do want to get to a point where I can buy a house and I could travel more, be a bit of a nomad. But those are the sort of longer term goals. So when I looked at my tasks to be done and my to-do lists, it was quite evident there was a lot to do. And it was sort of tough to sit down and get through it all. It was a bit like standing at base camp, looking up at a mountain, and it just seems too much. It's sheer intimidation by the looks of things. My goals right now are all focused in places where I have to be good at things. And currently, that's not the case. In fact, you could probably say I suck a little bit at a few things. For example, I want to be able to build prototype web apps for people. And then that way it's a good offering to clients that are asking to say, hey, how can I go from my idea to something in the real world really quickly? But to be able to get there, there's a lot I have to learn and a lot I have to practice to get good. And it's a bit intimidating. The thing is, I am good at quite a few things. One of those things is playing guitar. So it led me to really ask myself the question, how did I achieve that? When I thought about it, the answer was really, really simple. I practiced every single day. I decided to apply the same logic to my mountainous goals. How do I do a little bit daily as opposed to taking on a big chunk in one go? I started by writing down a goal for the year. I then broke that down by saying, well, what does that look like as a goal for 9 months, 6 months, and 3 months? And then once I had that at 3 months, I thought to myself, okay then, well, how can I take a task that's a short amount of time that will enable me to reach that 3-month goal? I then went through and did this with all of my yearly goals. I broke them down. So I got to my 3-month goals. I then pulled something out that I could do every day in order to reach that goal. That left me with a big old list of daily tasks. What I have done is defined, how do I show up every day? So this looks like every morning I wake up, I make coffee, I sit down at my desk and I do 1 hour of React, a front-end programming language. This works towards my big yearly goal, that is being able to offer prototype web apps as a service. Next was to hack my brain. So this list of daily tasks is essentially a routine. I had a trigger, which was wake up in the morning, and therefore I needed a reward. I would have a little treat. This basically is habit forming. I also went a step further and I listened to the same chill step playlist on YouTube so that I can associate the music with doing the work, putting me in the right frame of mind. But has it worked? Does breaking down my big yearly goals into small little daily chunks actually get me anywhere? Yeah, it has. Doing React every day for 1 hour has already got me to a place where I understand the concepts. I'm finding good practices to have and really good principles. And I'm starting to be able to build small, tiny things, which is getting me a little bit further along the way. Also, I've managed to figure out places where I can overlap tasks. So for example, in preparing for this video, I have to do the work somewhere. And I was going to open up a Google Doc or something like that, but actually I decided to write it in my website so I could easily turn it into a blog afterwards. So finally, I've learned a few things from this. Firstly, motivation is a pain. It's a bit like a drunk friend who turns up at a party, causes a whole bunch of havoc, and then you're left to clear up the mess whilst they're in a taxi on the way home. It doesn't stick around. And that's a problem. I think maybe a lot of people might relate to that. Routine is awesome. It really gets you to a point where you don't have to think about how are you going to approach something. You just have to do it. And breaking it down into smaller pieces means you don't really get into the details until you really have to. And even then, if I have to get into the details, that's fine. And lastly, I still feel very positive because I can see that I'm somewhere up the mountain. I'm not all the way, but I can look back and see how far I've come. And that's it, really. I really hope that someone can take something away from this and that you enjoyed this video. Please do like this video and hit subscribe. I'm just going to be documenting my journey with my business and doing things, and hopefully I can help you along the way as well. Please reach out. My door is always open, and I'll see you in the next one.